Welcome back, everyone. We are joined now by David Brown, a local attorney in Central Iowa. Mr. Brown, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
So, a little more than a week ago, the Iowa Supreme Court did something pretty big. It ruled that Iowans can no longer bring any weapons inside any place that's operated by the court. Why did they do that, and what does that mean?
Well, I think pretty simply there's been so many threats with judges, lawyers, court reporters, bailiffs, witnesses, parties, that they finally had to make a statement that was statewide. We had a bar committee that was formed in 2005. I've been working on this for just 12 years, and it was formed after there were some tragedies around the United States. So our committee was lawyers, judges, law enforcement. We had the DCI director, Gene Meyer, former mayor of West Des Moines, and I remember what Gene said like it was yesterday. Two things you need to do in courthouses: limit access and have uniform presence. And if you don't do that, you're just waiting for a tragedy to happen. And we've had some very close calls. 2 years ago, a good friend of mine, Rich Clogg, a judge down in Winterset, was hearing.
Covered that story.
Right, he
Absolutely.
had sentenced somebody to 10 years in jail, and as he got done with the sentencing, the guy pulled out a loaded gun and pointed it right at him. And but for the guy losing his nerve, thank heavens, we would have had a dead judge on the bench.
So can you explain to us then in layman's terms what exactly the court said?
Short version, basically what they're saying is wherever there's a courthouse, which is conflict resolution, there will be no weapons, period.
Period.
And I don't think it's anything other than common sense. I never really thought it was that controversial. They cite the Iowa Constitution, which gives them authority to supervise the court system, to provide a safe place for the average citizen to resolve a dispute.
Some people are saying this is taking away our Second Amendment rights. What's your response to that?
I don't think it's even a Second Amendment issue in the least. I mean, I believe in the Second Amendment, but not in a courthouse. I mean, the fact is, usually there's a winner and usually there's a loser in a courtroom setting. People get really high anxiety. Anything's possible. And I think we should try to eliminate that risk as much as possible. I really applaud it. I think that's one of the best things the Iowa Supreme Court's done the whole time I've been a lawyer.
What are your colleagues saying about this? Is there a sense of relief?
Yeah, I had people coming up to me for the last 12 years on this subject. We wrote a report. We had good people on the committee. I testified before the General Assembly, and that thing went up on the shelf.
Yeah.
And
That was in the 2000s, right?
It was 2005, and the question was, what's going to happen with it? And then we'd bring it up again when there was a near tragedy like Rich Clogg. And then the question is, what's going to happen with it? And a number of us, it was kind of in our DNA, we kept pressing it, and I really applaud the Iowa Supreme Court for entering this order.
So why do you think it happened now?
You know, I don't know why it didn't happen then. I mean, the idea that it took 12 years, I really am not sure I can understand that. But I am really pleased that really with an upswing of violent confrontations with judges, lawyers, court reporters around the country, not necessarily just here where they've been confronted, you should take a step in the right direction. And this is a statement by the Iowa Supreme Court. It really puts them out there nationally as really the only state Supreme Court I'm aware of has entered that kind of an order. So I really applaud it, and it's a victory for common sense.
All right. Mr. Brown, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thanks for having us.
We'll be right back after this.